Hey Zelda fans, I'm Elu from Knights of Hyrule, and this is Kooloo, Limpah. Pardon my unkempt appearance today. Somebody must have played the Song of Storms because it is rainy, and it is cold, and it is windy, and I don't feel like doing my hair or getting out of my pajamas. So let's answer some Zelda questions. First question comes from Aaron H, who says, how did Marion's wish get granted in the real world if she was just in Link's dream? The Windfish granted her wish. Now how she came from a dream world into reality? Well, I don't know. Let's just assume it's the same way that Langbeck got into Link's world. Some fans theorize that dreaming actually goes into different worlds. So perhaps there's a difference between dreams, such as Zelda's prophetic dreams that let her know what's going to happen, and dreams where you're actually visiting someplace, such as Koholint, or, the same world that Phantom Hourglass takes place in. Anthony D says, so we see a few positives for Hyrule and Sheikah. Do you have any personal thoughts on Termina and Sheikah? Great thought, because we don't see any Sheikah Majora's Mask, huh? We can't discover the presence of artifacts of the Sheikah, such as the Link's Truth found in Lone Peak Shrine in the Northern Mountains, and the Massive Truth. And this question is from reference to last week's mailbag, so if you want to read up on that where we talked about the origin of Sheikah, go ahead. But to answer your question, do I have any personal thoughts on the subject? Not really. It's not something I really sat down and theorized about. I have considered a few things. I know a lot of fans do like to think that it was possibly the Garo or the Ikana people. I don't really subscribe to either of those theories, and let me tell you why. First, there is no canonical information linking the two. And since there are parallels in Majora's Mask, I would assume that whoever the Ikana people were probably parallels to the Hylian royal family. Then the other option is the Garo, but they're at war with the people of the Ikana Kingdom, or at least they were and still are in their afterlife. So could they be a parallel to the Sheikah? I'm not so sure. The Sheikah wanted to protect the Hylian royal family. That's because Hylia pretty much became immortal. She became a Hylian, essentially. So they were, the chosen guardians. In Termina, they wouldn't have had Hylia. So there wouldn't have been any need for Sheikah parallels to protect that royal family. So it's possible they could have gone to war with them for whatever reason, but I don't think that's the case. I do think there are Sheikah parallels, we just don't see them, just as we never see the Sheikah in Ocarina of Time or any of the other games. We only really ever see Impa, and just because we see one doesn't mean there aren't others. In fact, there have to be others, otherwise they can't keep having more Sheikah. I just think it's a case of them being mysterious people that we never see. I don't think they're the Ikana, I don't think they're Garo, I think they're alive and well. I do think they're there because we see those artifacts. Again, there's nothing canonical stating where they are, what they were, or who the parallels are, but I'm going to assume that they're alive and well and we just don't see them because there's no need to see them and they're secretive. Then Japas asks, if Link and Zelda married in Phantom Hourglass, why is it that Spirit Tracks says Link is not part of the royal family? There's nothing saying that Link and Zelda ever got married in Phantom Hourglass, or even after the events of Phantom Hourglass. We can assume they probably had some sort of relationship. Maybe they did get married. Obviously, by the time Phantom Hourglass was going on, there was still something going on between them. However, it was Tetra who founded New Hyrule, and the uniforms of the guards were meant to resemble the outfit of the Hero of Winds. So yes, they were still together at that point. We know that they didn't just wander off. But there's nothing stating they ever got married or even bore any children together. But I think most people still assume they stuck together. And even if they did have children together, there's no reason why Spirit Tracks Link would be part of the royal family. He is not related to them in any way. Zelda, on the other hand, is a descendant of Tetra. But Link in Spirit Tracks has no blood relation. He just looks identical to him. You have to remember that not all Links and Zeldas are related, and really the only relations between them are with Zelda and her bloodline. Links are usually spiritual descendants. So that's why Link isn't part of the royal family. He's not related to them. So that's it for this week's mailbag. I'm going to try cutting these a little bit shorter from now on, and I think I'm going to try to do it like a little more often, maybe 2 questions every mailbag, maybe twice a week. But remember to send questions to mailbag@knightsofhyrule.org, and follow Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, and all that blah blah, and comments, questions in the section below because I do like to read and talk to you guys. And I'll see you next week. Bye!